Good morning, team. As a part of completing Finance for Engineers Week 3 DIS, we will be creating a PPT, Microsoft PowerPoint presentation. I recommend you people to use design option in the PPTs and make a good looking presentation. So for this for the completing this task, we can select either present worth or annual worth, and we are supposed to make 5 slides on that. I recommend you to go with present worth because I will be sharing you the calculating part also. So the first slide of the document should be regarding present worth definitions and some basic description about the present worth. You can write 4 or 5 points about present worth including the definition. So actually present worth is nothing but if you put a investment and different types of cumulative costs that incur regularly also considered. After a certain period of time, what could be the cost of those costs, what could be the worth of those costs in certain period of time is called present worth. Okay, so for example, if you invested 5,000 rupees now, and every year it incurs and for maintenance and operating purpose it involves maybe certain XYZ amount, then after 5 years period of time, what could be the present worth of your cost, what could be the worth of your costs, all the costs that are involved in the activity are usually defined as present worth. So next slide should be on how present worth will be useful. So when we have different alternatives, for example, you have two machines to purchase. First machine will have certain 6 years of life, and second machine is having 9 years of lifetime to life. Means for 6 years you can use the first machine, for 9 years you can use the second machine, and you will be having another important cost like maintenance and operating cost and initial cost, and there will be a salvage value. Means after 5 years of time, after certain period of time, if you want to resell the machine, what will be the value that you get? Okay, so remaining worth of the machine every year, after every year depreciation occurs to your machine. So what could be the ultimate final value of your machine after completing 5 years of time? That is also considered as a part of it. So when we compare these two machines, which machine could be best machine? So you can decide by using the present worth. It means that in real life, present worth will be used to evaluate different available alternatives. You have different alternatives. From that, if you want to choose a best one, you can use present worth. In addition to that, there will be, if you can do research and find some other benefits, advantages of application of present worth. After that, in the third slide, I recommend you people to use an example, give an example, real-time example. I have created a PPT. I have created an Excel sheet. This is the Excel sheet that I have created. I want you people to use the same one. You can change names. If you are using a machine 1, machine 2 you can take. If you are deciding about a project 1, project 2 you can take. In that way, these are two different alternatives that we are going to consider, and we evaluate both and we decide which one is best option for the organization. Usually when we perform present worth activity, we will be given values such as initial cost. So maybe this is purchase cost, then annual maintenance cost, that they are these things, they are also negative because they are cost. Salvage value means after certain period of time, after 6 years period of time, what could be your value, salvage value. So 1,000 rupees will be the final value of the machine when we are scrapping the product that we have, and this is maximum acceptable rate of return. This is one more we call interest kind of thing. Means that is the rate of return that we are expecting to get from the selected machine. So when you have a product and when you run that product, because of the initial investment, what could be the what is the expected rate of return that you can get? That is, we take it granted, like we assume it, we want 15% rate of return on the investment. So this will be decided by us. Okay, so by using these values, we will be calculating present worth, and based on the present worth, we will be deciding which is best option. So the value that is high means in these two in these two data, which is a higher value. So that will be selected by that will be that project will be selected. For example, in these two things, -26 and -27, which is the higher value. So don't get confused, because they are negative values. When the values are negative, least value is considered as highest value. Means -26,235 is the best option to select. Understood? So you can create your own scenario and use these tables. You can put any value, maybe some XYZ value, some XYZ value, any value you can put, and just calculate the values. So just remember that you are supposed to take negative values here, because it is an initial investment, that is outflow of cash. So usually outflow of cash will be represented in negatives, minus. Okay, this is also when values in accounting, when values are given in brackets, we consider them as negative values. All right. So after creating, like after changing names, maybe you can take project, you can make version 1, version 2, vendor A, vendor B, vendor 1, vendor 2, any value, and by after changing these values, you just copy the table and use it in your PPT. Okay. Don't touch, don't alter any values over here, and I don't want you to use these values calculations in your PPT. I just want you to copy paste this table into your PPT. After copying and pasting it into your PPT, you can make changes, design changes into that. Okay, that is fine. After copying and pasting the table into PowerPoint, you can make needed adjustments to the size of the data, that is can change the size, and you can update a table like this. And if your PPT has design options, if you have design ideas like this, you can use some better template that makes it your table looks nice. Okay, maybe your table might look nice operating. Okay, you can change like this if you have a design ideas option. Otherwise, you just make changes to your table such that it is easy to readable and looks nice on your example. It looks nice on your slide. Okay, after this, in the next slide, I want you to make conclusions about the table. So you can provide an example of what is the purpose of making the calculation, then what kind of values you received, then means like for X vendor present worth will be this, and present worth of vendor B will be 27,000, something like that. Then you can discuss which is best option, and you can quote your reason for best option. Means it is like, it is a rule that when the present value is larger, that project should be selected. Okay, so apply that rule and conclude your project. Then after that, the final slide is all about if you have any limitations of present worth, you can discuss about it, and along with limitations you can mention like what is the alternative solution. Usually when we use any single type of method, it won't provide you better answer. It is important that we use multiple options. Like when we use cost benefit analysis, we use net present value, we use profitability index, we also use break-even time, like means after how many days the returns can be expected by the organization. in that way, like we use multiple options. So it is very important that we use a combination of details while discussing about, while selecting a project. Okay, when we are about to select an alternative method, it is important that we use some alternative measures, and based on those values we can decide. Okay, taking only one particular method and deciding about the financial investment is not liable. Okay, so it is not a worthy thing. So that's it, and add your references and thank you slide to the PPT. That's it, team. All the best. Most important note is I do not want you people to add your names on inside the PPT. You can name your, I want you to provide your name on file name. In the file name section you can add your name. All right, inside the PPT I don't want you people to add your name. That's it. All the best.